Will the Bengals beat the 49ers, improve to 4-3, and get over that 500 mark for the first time this season? Let's get to our keys to victory and our predictions for Sunday's game. We are just 2 days away from Bengals 49ers. I'm excited. We're going to be there, and that's why you should subscribe, ring the bell so you get notified anytime we have a pregame report, a postgame report, Joe Burrow's reaction to the game, Jamar Chase's reaction, Zach Taylor's reaction. And you can also check out all of our videos from this past week, including why Zach Taylor looked to the 49ers early in his tenure as an example of how they could turn it around here in Cincinnati, plus the latest injury news, locker room interviews, and so much more right here on CBT. Let's dive into this game because I think first things first, you have to find a way, and key number one is keep Joe Burrow upright. I know there's talk about him going under center and, well, they won't operate out of shotgun and they can do all of these things and lean on the run game. And they're a pass first team. They're going to pass it. They want to pass it. And you can't let Armstead or Bosa or Hargraves or whoever you want. You can't let them mess you up and throw a wrench. Hargrave, excuse me. I was thinking of former Bengals corner Vernon Hargraves. You can't let Hargrave wreck the game. And I think they're capable of doing this, but you need the best game from your offensive line all season long. That's what you need up to this point. And some are going to say, oh, well, the offensive line hasn't been that good. I actually think they've been solid, especially in pass pro. They need to be even better on Sunday. Because if you do that, I think healthy Joe Burrow, swagged out Joe Burrow with the new shattered backboard Jordans with the 9 on the tongue, I think he's going to ball out. I do. It feels like he's about to break out. It feels like this offense is close. They didn't lose their confidence following that Seattle ugly second half. He was rolling in that first half, 17 of 19 at one point. I think they figure it out and get rolling. And so that's key number 2 is getting off to a good start on offense. If you go there and you go 3 and out the first 3 possessions and Burrow's sacked twice and you look up and it's 10-0, it's really hard to come back from because you're going to want to throw it more and the 49ers know it and they're going to try to tee off, which is going to make life on your offensive line that much harder. So offensive line has to play well and the offense has to get off to a quick start. If you do that, I think you feel really, really good about where you're at, even if the defense is struggling early on like they did on that first drive against Seattle, because you're confident that Lou is going to figure it out. And that's key number 3. After the game, when I do that post-game stand-up, I want to come on and I'll be on the field at Levi Stadium. And I want to say Zach Taylor and Lou Anarumo, obviously Brian Callahan, the Bengals coaches won the coaching matchup. They have to win the coaching matchup. That's key number 3. Lou has to out-scheme Kyle Shanahan. Much easier said than done. Real easy for me to say right here in the confines of the CBT studios versus being out there on the grass and having to deal with the 49ers. But no Deebo Samuel, probably no Brock Purdy. And by the time you see this, maybe Brock Purdy gets ruled out. And maybe he's out there. Maybe he does play. I think that concussions and protocol, it's really tough to say one way or the other. I don't want to dismiss it. I think that there's a chance he could also get ruled out the moment I press end to this recording, and I'm not going to redo it. For what? It doesn't really change much. I'm saying both scenarios here. Out scheme, whether it's Sam Darnold, whether it's Brock Purdy. Because Kyle Shanahan, especially if it's Darnold, is going to be like, oh, you think I'm done? He's going to put his feet up and say, all right, look what I'm dialing up here. Let's get out of this 2-game losing streak. On the flip side, one guy that really crushed the Bengals in this matchup in 2021 was George Kittle. He was unguardable. George Kittle went off in that game. And so I could see Dax Hill guarding him. I could see Lou having to double him at times with no Deebo Samuel. That part is interesting too. So scheme-wise, you need to win the coaching matchup, and that is a big, big, big one going into this game. And then the final key It's simple, and I think it's going to be a huge edge if you can do it. You got to win the turnover battle. Because if you can go on the road and give your offense 2 more possessions than the 49ers have, it would be huge. And whether it's by 1, by 2, I think any more than that is unrealistic. But that's the appetizing part about a Sam Darnold is he's going to give you chances to force turnovers. And so if they can do that, force turnovers, get off to a good start, the offensive line holds up its end of the bargain, and this coaching staff just wins their matchups, I think they're going to be in good shape. The other part of this, and I don't want to make it about the weapons every week, but we know Jamar Chase is going to bring it. Is T. Higgins close to 100%? Can we get something or see something out of this tight end room? I think those are all questions that have yet to be answered. We know, I think, what we're going to get running back wise. It'll be a lot of Joe Mixon. Maybe Chase Brown gets a little bit more involved. But overall, I think that these guys, they need to find a way to generate consistent offense. And the way to do that is, excuse me, have multiple contributors. It can't just be the Jamar Chase show. You need Irv Smith Jr. to make a couple of plays. You need Joe Mixon to make some plays in the passing game, which they were there last year. They haven't been there as much this season. You may need Chase Brown to get a 3rd and 2 run because Mixon's been in there 5 straight plays and needs a breather. Okay, well then it's Chase Brown time. Those are all different types of scenarios that could happen. And you obviously need T. Higgins to win the 50-50 balls. The contested catch situations, he hasn't won those. That needs to change throughout the season for moving forward indefinitely, but certainly on Sunday against the 49ers. I'll give you my prediction for this game coming up in just a second. But before I give you my prediction, today's video is brought to you by MyBookie. At MyBookie, it doesn't matter if your team is up or down. You can easily cash out or bet the game live to come out on the winning side. And well, the Bengals line, it moved. It dropped significantly with the Brock Purdy concussion news. It was 5.5. They were underdogs by 5.5 points, according to MyBookie. It dropped to 3. So get to MyBookie today if you think the Bengals are going to win. And if so, maybe you take them straight up instead of worrying about the points. Use MyBookie for daily odds boosts, same game parlays. Take advantage of huge prize pool contests as well. And they have a no strings attached cash bonus that lets you deposit and withdraw quick. All you have to do is use promo code BengalsTalk on your first deposit and receive up to $200 in cash. That's promo code BengalsTalk to claim your own cash deposit now. You can also try the money bag to grab a potential Super Bowl frontrunner at long shot odds. Maybe this game, Bengals 49ers in a rematch in Super Bowl 58 in Vegas. I could see it. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie and promo code BengalsTalk. I was going to take the 49ers this week, all week long. And then the Purdy news came out, and I think about Deebo Samuel being out, and I look at where the Bengals are, and Burrow saying that the urgency is really high, and I really want to pick the Bengals here. I do. The past 24, 36 hours, I've been leaning Bengals, and I just think that they can do just enough, especially if Purdy's out. And so I'm going to give you 2 different picks here. First time ever that I'm doing this. If Brock Purdy somehow plays, I have the 49ers winning 27-24. And I said this on Wednesday, by the way. I told Elise this on Wednesday. I was like, yeah, I think it's like a 49ers by 3. If he doesn't play, and it's Sam Darnold, I have the Bengals winning the game 27-20. I think that this Bengals offense will do just enough, and the defense will do a little bit more if they don't have to deal with Brock Purdy, who I complimented him on Thursday. His feel for the game is just well ahead of where Darnold is. Like, he just knows, all right, I can go throw the ball there. I'll get rid of it here. He's not going to have as many turnover-worthy throws or plays. So that's my prediction here. And it's going to be interesting. So it's a 3-point game if the Bengals have to deal with Brock Purdy. If not, I think they force 1 more turnover, get 3 more points, and hold the 49ers in check to 7 less, 1 less touchdown. So we'll see if it happens. I think that this is going to be a heck of a game. I'm really excited for it. We're going to be there. in Santa Clara covering this game. So hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, get the MyBookie, use promo code Bengals Talk. And for Andrew Fox Miller, our channel coordinator, I'm James Rapien, signing off for now. Thank you so much for watching CBT, Cincinnati Bengals Talk.